The Latin Church and the Dark History. The book was discovered beneath the pantheon of a forgotten English king, sealed between stone and lead, where only those never meant to be remembered were laid to rest. It bore no author's name, only a title etched into corroded iron: The Latin Church and the Dark History. The manuscript opened with a stark declaration: when faith joins power, it ceases to be a refuge and becomes a weapon. It told how the Latin Church, heir to Rome, to the Latin tongue, and to imperial order, built its authority not only upon divine scripture, but upon absolute obedience. Over centuries, the salvation of the soul was transformed into discipline of the body and control of the mind. Truth was no longer sought, it was enforced. Entire chapters were devoted to the Crusades, not as holy journeys, but as campaigns of purification. Jerusalem, the text claimed, was drowned in blood not by the will of God, but by men convinced they spoke in His name. Jews, Muslims, and Eastern Christians alike were treated as spiritual obstacles. War became penance, and killing became absolution. The Inquisition followed, not portrayed as a court of faith, but as a mechanism of order. The manuscript described interrogations where guilt preceded evidence, where heresy was not merely a dangerous idea but a threat to the system itself. To think differently was to fracture the mystical body of the Church. Punishment, therefore, had to be exemplary. The heretics were not always deniers of God. Many questioned only Rome. Cathars, Waldensians, mystics, translators of forbidden texts. The book asserted they were not destroyed for what they believed, but for remembering that faith could exist without intermediaries. Along the margins, a sentence appeared again and again, like a warning. When truth requires fire to sustain itself, it has already ceased to be divine. The anonymous author closed with an unsettling reflection: the Latin Church was not only a religious institution, but a psychological structure. It taught fear, confession, and obedience. And that legacy, the author warned, still survives. The book was hidden not because it denied God, but because it revealed that darkness does not always rise from hell. Sometimes it is born from those who believe they possess heaven.